Hello, hello. Hi, Mary Lynn. Looks like you and I are the only ones in here right now. Can you just let me know in comments? Is it working? It tells me I'm live, but I just want to make sure. Looks like you and I are the only ones in here right now. Okay, never mind. I just saw it on mine. So I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes to come in. Oh, hello, Annette. How are you? Oh, welcome, the Hall Abbey Homestead. I hope I'm saying that right. We met at the conference this past Saturday, the Eastern Ontario Homesteaders Conference. Boy, it's a mouthful to say that every time. Hope everyone's doing well. Halfway through this week. We did not have the little intro music. Oh, you didn't? Been planting. What have you been planting, Annette? We've been doing a lot of planting too. I actually just finished editing a video that I'm going to be putting up tomorrow of planting we did. I actually got a little caught up in the editing and lost a little track of the time there. So this is one of the things I got at the Eastern Ontario Homesteaders Conference. I'm just going to say conference from now on tonight. On Saturday. I love it. It's my colors. It's not usually I get like really, really big mugs. So I thought this was bigger, but actually it ended up being a good thing because I drink a lot of tea. So maybe now I'm not drinking as much, maybe. And it fits in my hand a lot easier. So I love it. Clay and Lennon, I think was the name of the vendor that was there. Actually, yes, Clay and Lennon. I can't believe I remembered that. Yeah, she clearanced this because there was a little flaw right here. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't affect the structure. She said she's just a perfectionist, which I can appreciate. And it bothered her, so she clearanced it. She took $5 off. So, and I love me a bargain. So I think she had aprons too, but I didn't realize that till afterwards. And that's actually one of the things I went to the conference looking for was a vendor that was selling aprons. And apparently I missed them, which with a name like Clay and Linen, I think I would have clued in that she had aprons. Oh, Jean, you're not late. You're not late. It's only 3 minutes past. I like to give everybody a few minutes before I really start doing a whole lot of anything. I'm going to thank Mary Lynn for being my, what are we going to call it here? Troll kicker outer tonight. My monitor. I appreciate it. How's your week been going, Jean? So Net's been making tomatoes, onions, and all the flowers for the porch and patio. Wow, you've been busy. I just started hardening off my plants this Sunday. We have been having gorgeous weather here. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful weather. And it's supposed to be that way for like several more days. So I started finally able to hardening them off, and it's going I'm definitely going to lose some. And I mean, I planted so many. I don't know why I'm worried about losing some, but that's me. I do. Even though I've started off slowly, and I had them out around 9 in the morning, and I brought them right back in by before 11, so they don't get sun scorched. They still got sun scorched. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna lose a few. But oh, Jean, I'm sorry. I know she passed. I think you said last week in November. Did you have to postpone it because of everything that's been going on with what's going on? Holla Abbey, yes. We actually ordered this year 2 they came in like big giant bags, and it ended up being, if I remember correctly, they were each 2 cubic feet. So we ordered 4 cubic feet. And when we first got it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is way too much dirt. Now I'm almost through the second one, and I'm realizing it's probably not enough dirt. So we might be buying a few loose bags here and there. It seemed like a lot. Hi, Marcy. Thanks for coming in. A whole dump truck load. Yeah, we did that a couple years ago, and we weren't really ready for when they came, so we didn't have the tarp down, and we ended up losing a lot of the soil into just the ground. So that was kind of a kick in the old pants. Basically paid for dirt to go on top of the lawn. It's basically what we did. So we were a little bit smarter this year. So I guess I'll just, so like I said, I started hardening off plants this Sunday for the garden, and it has been going, I'm definitely going to lose a few. Others are doing great. I even had to pinch off a couple of flowers off my bell peppers because they're starting to flower. It's like, no, not yet. So yeah, 20 yards. That is a lot of dirt. Just knowing how much we got, that's a lot of dirt. Oh, Jean, that's wonderful. That would be great. You know, I keep forgetting I can do this. Yay, there. That'd be wonderful if you can buy in 5 acres. I'm jealous. We're on 3. Sometimes I wish for more. Sometimes I'm glad we don't have more. It depends on the day. Yes, my tulips. So these are tulips that I planted, but I didn't plant. So I planted these in my tulip bed that we had made a couple years ago. And the second year we planted, they came out beautifully. Everything was looking good. And I noticed this year, what's going on? None of my tulips are coming up in that bed. So I go picking around, and I'm finding nothing but bird seed in that bed and holes. The darn squirrels dug up all of these and planted them in a whole different section of my yard. So I cut these yesterday, and I'm going to dig them up and replant them where I want them again. I'm going to try. And then, oops, these ones. I never planted these. Never. These orange ones. And they're coming up in a place that's eventually going to have new construction on it. So I'll have to dig them up. But somebody around the neighborhood planted these tulips, and now they're in my yard. They didn't touch my daffodils, though. That's what's so strange. Like, my daffodils are fine. So, yeah, 20 yards. I hope you film that just so we can see how much dirt that is. I'm a visual learner. Like, and I hate it when someone tells me, oh, it's 50 feet. You have to tell me, like, if somebody says, you know, the size of a football field, then I know how big that is. But when someone says that, yeah, at least they're still, yeah, I've thought about it. We're going to come to the point where our whole front yard is going to have nothing but fencing around it, between the pear trees, the apple trees, the cherry trees, the elderberry bushes, the blueberry bushes. Like, everything's going to have a fence around our front yard. Oh, darn squirrels. Yeah, I am a visual learner. I always have been. I did not know that. Well, that explains why they don't bug my daffodils. Maybe I should just plant a bunch of them. Because I have to say, they are beautiful. They're so sunny and everything coming up out there. They did beautifully. I planted, I think it was 3 or 4 different varieties, and I planted garlic in there too, because I ran out of room for garlic last fall, and it's coming up. Eat the squirrels, Jean. No. No, I don't think I'll be trying to eat any squirrel. If prices of things keep going the way they are, we might have to start hunting the squirrels for food. Visited with Scarlett from How to Grow a Garden. I took grape leaf anemone and came home with corn, snap peas, rhubarb, cucumber. I never know how to say that. Is it phlox, zinnias, and a ton of other seedlings? You did good. You did good, Marcy. Cook them with red wine. What was that show? Duck Dynasty. Didn't she have a cookbook that came out on how to cook? Wasn't it frogs and squirrels and all that? I'm pretty sure she had one. So I am going to try and do some giveaways. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out right now how the heck I do the number generator that everybody else seems to be doing. Might have to just do the old write everyone's name down and put them in a hat and pull out a name if I can't figure this out. I thought there was a thing here that said number generator, but now I'm not seeing it. Probably should have checked on that before the live. So let me just see if I can find this. Oh, I think I found it. Okay, let me see if I can do this. All right, I'm finding it. Okay, I'm just going to get this set up. And so the first thing I'm going to give away. So one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is I made a list in January, not a New Year's resolution list because I stopped doing those years ago, but I made a list of things that I want to learn this year, things I've been interested about, things I've been putting off for ridiculous reasons or whatever. And one of them is I really wanted to get into more dehydrating. And I love dehydrating. I love hydrating, drying my herbs. Now, I mean, I dry them in big bunches and hang them all over because one, they look great and they smell amazing. And I'm still going to do that. But I'm also going to start doing, I'm also going to start doing more dehydrating in my dehydrator. And last week I did chives for the first time. And so my first giveaway is going to be, I ordered these stickers. You see them, and they're dehydrating temperatures for your most common things that you use your dehydrator for. And I got these from the Purposeful Pantry. She's on YouTube. Her name's Darcy. She is fabulous for dehydrating. I'm learning so much from her videos. I just watched her video on how she dehydrated blueberries and made powder, and that's really what I'm interested in. I want to do tomatoes this year to make them into a powder and more of the fruit to make them into powders. So our first giveaway is going to be for one of these dehydrating stickers. And so it's going to be hashtag try new things. So if everybody wants to put that in there, hashtag try new things. And that will be for the dehydrating sticker. Oh, Jean, you beat me. I got one for $10 at a thrift store a couple of weeks ago. I have one already, but it was just a kind that you plug and push. There was no temperature control. And the one I got has got temperature control on it. So if I get good at this and really enjoy it and find I like it, I do want to upgrade eventually to maybe like an Excalibur dehydrator, but we'll start slow. And oh, Remy, did you go to supper with Scott from I think it's the Brahms? Is that how you say that? I know he was going to be in your area here. Okay, we'll give everybody a few minutes to get that hashtag in there. Oh, did I do it? Yeah, it's oh, yeah, Jean, you've got a space there. So it's hashtag try new things, all one word. So I'll just give everybody, like Remy did right here. Okay. I'll give everybody a minute to. Oh, and I will check out your videos. Awesome. I will say the chive video, what I was watching that, I can't remember who it was I was watching, and they told me, oh, 90 to 95 degrees for an hour. It took a lot longer than an hour to dry those chives, let me tell you. So I went back and watched some more videos, and yeah, those videos were saying like 15 to 16 hours. So okay. Oh, hi, Leroy and Doris Sandman. You are new. I think you must be new. I welcome. Thanks for popping in. All right. We're going to draw. We've got 6 entries. I hope everyone's gotten a draw in, and we are going to go. Here we go. How do I share my screen? Aha. Nope. That's not what I want. How did I don't know how to share it, but I can see winner is Learning Curve Acres. Not sure how to share that. I wanted to share it so you could see it on my screen. Let me see here. Settings. Nope, that's not what I want. Share. There we go. I think I got it. There, it worked. I got it. So if you want to send me an email, Marcy, at bucketlist93@gmail.com, and I will get that out to you. And I'm so happy it worked. I got it to work. Yay, Lynn. Start making one. That's interesting. Ecocentric. That's it started overheating. That I will say, I mean, it probably took me a little longer to do my chives because I was nervous about leaving it running at night while we were asleep, in case it got too hot, especially where it is one we got from a thrift store. So that might be why it took a little bit longer. So, and yes, I did get, this is one of the things I bought at the conference this weekend. I love it. I love it. It's so nice. It's sometimes you get those weird mugs. They're cute, but the lip is so weird that you can't, like the kids got me one year. I think it was in the shape of a pug because we have a pug. And it's impossible to drink out of. I turned it into a plant pot. Let's see. What are the other things I got? Oh, so I didn't buy these, but this was one of the gifts I got from Rem at Rem's Family Farm. And if you haven't subscribed to him, check his channel out. So I got that. And I don't drink beer, but I used it over my bottle of water this weekend. So it fits those too. We also got a packet of seeds when we entered the conference. And these are guacamelons, which I have started already some, and they're coming up. So yay. What else did I get? Oh, this is beautiful. So I made Brigitte from in Darren from Thorhaven Farm. They have Highland cows, and I made them beer cozies that look like they're Highland cows. And I was so happy the way they turned out. They were really cute. And she wanted to thank me. So she does amazing weaving. Oh, her stuff was gorgeous. And she gifted me, this is actually a dish towel. And I told her this is way too beautiful for a dish towel. She says, everyone keeps telling me that. I'm going to have to start making them in ugly colors so people will use them. But I mean, it's just spectacular. I mean, and definitely in my colors. So yes, that was so nice. So that's Deer Haven Farm. You should check them out too. Thor Haven Farm, not Deer Haven. I got tractors on the brain. Thorhaven Farm and Brigitte, and they have a website. Mary Lynn, I don't know if you can put their page up there or their website, but they do have a website. She makes shawls, and I think she had scarves, the dish towels. Beautiful, beautiful work. So yes, I got that. And then Hickory Croft Farm a few months ago did a draw giveaways on one of their lives, and I won something. And I told Steph, because we were going to be meeting at the conference, don't worry about spending money on shipping. Bring it to the conference. And she is an artist. She draws, and I won this wolf print that she did. Isn't that gorgeous? And I already got I bought the frame and everything on Sunday. Got it all framed up. David and I love wolves. Like, we have quite the affinity for wolves. And I actually got to spend time with a wolf that looked very much like this female that had been kicked out of the pack for whatever reason. And it was love at first sight with her. And every time I tried to walk away from her, she would howl. And we had to keep going back because she would get upset. And David kept saying, we've paid to see other things, but I just wanted to stay with the wolf all day. So yeah, so I got that from staff. I got many plants. I got Mary Lynn from Little Homestead by the Beach brought long keeper tomatoes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mary Lynn, but you harvested them, was it last like September, October? And she ate her last one in April, and it was still good. So I am so excited. I thought maybe she'd bring 2. She brought me, I think there's 6 or 8 of them. So I'm so excited to get those going. And I'm actually going to hold off eating one on purpose so I can see and show you all how long it lasts. Like, that is amazing. Like, this is game changing. Like, not to have to buy tomatoes in the middle of winter. Like, this is crazy. And then let me see. I got a tomato plant from Patrick. It's called Long Keeper Tomatoes. And yes, Patrick gave me a tomato. I got celery from Dave Knight, which is great. Long keeper. Yep. Celery from Dave Knight, which is great because I hadn't gotten celery yet. So he gave me like 6 of them. So I'm good on them. And I bought some ground cherries because this is my first year trying ground cherries. I hadn't even heard of them until like just this past winter. And I grew like in the cells. 3 of the cells died. 1 didn't, but it hasn't grown. It is the same size it has been for 6 weeks. So obviously they're not working. So I bought full seedlings of ground cherries to plant. I have a feeling I might be replacing a little bit more with some starts from our local garden nursery, because like I said, some of my starts are not liking getting hardening off at all. They're not. Some of them are fine, others not so good. And let's see. So yeah, so I bought the mug. Love it. And yeah, she does beautiful work. Beautiful work. Wilma. Yep, she does. I love it. Very happy with it. I know Annie bought one. Hers is a little bit shorter, but fatter. And I'm just going to take a sip. So is that everything? I'm trying to think. Is that everything I bought at... I think that's everything I bought at the conference. Didn't go too crazy. And the gifts. And like I said, yes, please check out Brigitte and Darren's site. She does amazing work. And what a sweet, sweet woman. Darren's a very lucky man. So, oh, hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining. There's going to be more giveaways. I'm going to do another one in just a couple of minutes. So there's going to be a lot more. I shouldn't say a lot more. I have a few more planned. Oh, here, I'm going to put that up there. And I guess this is where you can find the seeds for those long keeper tomatoes. Jean, if I could save you some from these ones and mail them to you, I would. I know they're very, very, very picky about sending things like that across the border. So yes, Remy, the conference was so much fun. Like I hugged more people on Saturday than I have probably in the last over 2 years. So at first you're kind of like, Like what do we do? But it was a great time. I know this is corny, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. When I started my channel back in November, one, I thought I'd have maybe 5 subscribers because it would be just my family. But two, I had no idea that I would make friends from my channel. That has just been a huge blessing and just a bonus. And so we actually got to tell everybody in person. We actually got to meet everybody face to face, and it was so much fun. And there's even talks about trying to get together again, maybe in the fall. And we also can't wait to next year's conference. And Marcy did Learning Curve Acres. She did a fabulous job. It was a good time, and like she said, like her and I were talking, and like she said, even the American Homesteader Organization had to start somewhere. So it was a good time, and we wish we had got more organized for the conference. Would have loved to have had a booth and perhaps give a chat about producing maple syrup next year. Oh, that would be fabulous. Oh, Abby, I would love that. And I'm sure a lot of people would. Our maple trees on our property are not big enough yet. They were here when we got here. And I just keep counting them down until we can get them tapped. I would love to try it. I was going to send you 10 pumpkin seed. It'll cost $27. It's just the shipping. It's just crazy. Just crazy, the shipping. I don't understand it. I know it's probably only going to get worse. I don't know about where everybody else is, but our gas is 2 cents away from $2 a liter for regular, plain old regular gas. If you convert that, it's $10 a gallon. Like it's depressing. And yeah, I can only imagine what's going to happen. My brother makes maple syrup every year and gives us each a case of pints. I love maple syrup. Oh, you're so lucky, Jean. A case of pints. We go through a lot of maple syrup. Not only do we eat it with our breakfast things, but I bake with it too and make things with it. So yeah, I think it would be so much fun. I was even thinking maybe we could all of us who've got, canning, pressure canners and water bath canners and loading them all up and maybe doing a big canning party would be fun. Yeah, it was a lot of work and money. Yes, absolutely. Marilyn, you're right. Oh, there you go. There, gives you a whole year to get ready to talk to us about maple syrup. Oh, Sheboygan, Michigan. I think that's how you say that. Oh, you're so lucky. We have a lot of what is it? Whites. We have a lot of pine, a lot of cedar, which are terrible because they take over and nothing grows around them. What is the tree that's here in Ontario that everybody has? And they're all dying. Ours, we've had to cut down quite a few. Just got out of my head and I can't think of it. Poplar, that's what they are. Poplar trees. And that's what's a lot on our property. Yeah, I think because a lot of people don't know how to can either and are intimidated. I know I was intimidated by pressure canning forever until I finally started doing it. But water bath canning I've been doing for a very long time. And I've got several, so I could load them up and bring them. I could talk for hours about making maple syrup. Gives me time to condense the info. Yeah, we have. And then we had a lot of problems with the gypsy moth caterpillars last year. And supposedly they're supposed to be really bad this year. They say they don't kill trees, but if your tree is suffering a little bit already, they can certainly speed it up. I disagree with them, I think, because we had perfectly healthy trees that are not looking so great. We actually had to cut 2 down last weekend because they were just dying and we didn't want them falling over onto our house or whatever. So we have aspen. Has anyone tried to tap them, or birch? I know there is birch syrup. I've seen it. I've never tasted it. I don't know if it tastes any different, but I have seen people tap them. Don't know about the aspen. If anyone else in the chat knows, that would be great. I am intimidated by it all, but got everything I need now for both. And this year, my canning and dehydrating. Awesome, Jean. And it just, I mean, I was very intimidated. Part of my intimidation with pressure canning was all the horror stories my grandmother would tell, right? About the pressure canner exploding. But they're so different nowadays. Like, they're designed like with the pressure valves and everything. They're not gonna explode. And it's game changer. I canned potatoes several months ago. We had bags of potatoes go on sale here really cheap, like $1.25 for 10-pound bag of Ontario potatoes. And I bought several bags, canned them all up. I made corn chowder out of those potatoes last week. And I had a meal all done in like 10 minutes. Like, talk about convenience. Like, it's become game changing for me. And I'm so excited to do like canning some more things that aren't acidic, like pumpkin. I would love to can pumpkin instead of freezing it. So I'm really looking forward to that this year. Okay, see, yeah, and they're trying to tell us here, our lovely leaders in the town were saying that it doesn't kill them, but if a tree is sick, it can hurt them even more and maybe speed up its death. But I don't believe it, because, like I said, these trees were healthy. My apple trees are really taking, the 2 that were already on the property when we moved here, they're really taking a beating. We got no apples out of them last year. I couldn't keep up with them. We had to pick and choose, so we chose to save our bare root apple trees that we planted. And those were the ones I had to do. So, yeah. They say it's going to be bad again this year. One of the trees we cut down, we burned all the branches this weekend. They were full of gypsy moth eggs. So at least that's several thousand that won't be going anywhere. I've never heard of aspen syrup. I know birch syrup tastes like molasses. Oh, I love molasses. So I'll have to, I didn't buy any when I saw that at that booth there when we were at one of the booths. So I'll have to see. Yeah, the old ones, but now they have this. If you watch, the brain, forgive me, my brain's not working. It's been a long day. Our son had another track meet today, and the dog had a vet appointment, so it was divide and conquer all day today. Presto, who makes my canner, they have really great YouTube channels, and they explain how the pressure canners nowadays are not as dangerous as the older ones. They have really great videos to watch. And they even have a great jiggler video that I shared on one of my videos where it showed what it should be looking like. And that's perfect. I literally set that on my phone, that video, and I watch it and I watch mine to see if they're matching. So that's a great little video they've put out. Yeah, they can explain why they don't explode better than I can. It's a lot more syrup to cook with, not for your pancakes. So 40 liters of sap to 1 liter of syrup, and birch is 100 liters of sap to 1 of syrup. Wow. Well, that explains why it was so expensive. Totally understand that now. Totally understand that. Where on the East Coast are you originally from? Because that's where my husband and I are from. We're down Easters ourselves. I'm originally from Maine, and he's from New Brunswick. So, yeah, I mean, well, and not just for moonshine, but molasses. My grandmother and grandfather and family used to put molasses on bread at breakfast or supper. And I can remember them doing that. So, I said that before, and the only one I know who mentioned Presto's videos, and I watched them, and they made me feel better too. That's why I said, that's it. I'm going to, it's game. I mean, we have one giant standing freezer, and then we have a smaller chest freezer, and then an itty bitty skinny deep freezer that we got offline off of Walmart last year it was cheap. It was like $80 or $90 clearanced. And it's good for like all our frozen fruit. I can lay them all flat, kind of on top of one another. But it'd be nice to have some of my freezer space back. So that's why I'm excited to like freeze canned apples instead of freezing them. Pumpkin, potatoes. Gosh, there's so many other things that's just gone in my brain. I mean, just doing like soups and beans. I'm really excited to try beans this year. So from South Shore, Nova Scotia. Well, that is very cool. We lived in Nova Scotia for 5 years. My husband was posted there. We were in Greenwood. And we loved Nova Scotia. And that's one thing about being from down east. We miss the ocean. And I do laugh because people from Ontario will say, oh, but we have lakes and Lake Ontario. Well, you've never seen the ocean if you're comparing the lake. Okay, I think it's time for another. So this is going to be, next one I'm going to do. So I crochet. I started out as therapy and it became a little teeny business for me. I'm certainly not going to get rich from it. My most popular thing are pumpkin hats that I make for little ones all the way up to adults in the fall. And I sell quite a few of them. And last year, I actually had a few people ask me to make apples. So I'm actually at night when I'm winding down, I tend to crank out 1 or 2 hats in the evening so I can have a stockpile. So the next giveaway is going to be these. I make these. These are pot scrubbers. They're thick and I love them. They're 100% cotton. They dry really fast. You can throw them in the wash machine. Good to go. I love them. So this is going to be #dishes. Okay. #dishes for a set of the pot scrubbers. No, I don't want that. Okay, got to get this to come up again. That's not what I want. Where'd it go? There we go. Okay, so #dishes, remember no spaces, and we'll start collecting comments. So yeah, I love these. I make several of them and they're nice and thick. There are 2 layers and they get in there pretty good and they last a lot longer than the SOS pads. So just 1 second. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm on live. So if you just heard the yell, my son just got home from his track meet. So oh. What else are we going to talk about today? So yeah, so some of the other things I want to try that's on my list this year. I've already done the lotion. I'm going to improve on that though. I have been using it a lot this week because my hands have been killing me from being in the garden so much. And I must say, I made a video on that. That was the calendula oil lotion that I made. And I'm loving it. The tallow lotion, I'm not crazy about. I mean, it certainly could be my fault. I might have made a mistake in the recipe. I find it still gritty and it still has a tallow smell. And it said it wouldn't, and it does. And I put lavender in it and I can still smell it. We're still using it because it does work as a like it's like helps like really chapped skin, but the smell of it is a bit off-putting. So yeah. So I want to do more lotions. I'm doing more oils. I'm going to be trying lilac. But the lilacs are about ready to bloom here in about a week or so. Mine are like itty bitty, but they're definitely there. And I'm going to try my own citronella oil. I've got a big citronella plant that I've been overwintering in the house from last year. So I'm going to try that. I want to try soaps. Okay, see, it wasn't just me. Okay, maybe I didn't do anything wrong then. Maybe it's yeah, I just didn't. And I saved some too for cooking with, and we're not big fans of that. Everyone said, oh, you got to try French fries and beef tallow. We're not liking it. We really, really are not liking it. And I'm sticking with my bacon grease, I think. Don't try rabbit tallow lotion then. I'll have to get some rabbits first. And was that rose oil that you did, Melissa? I have a question. Would like to know what others think. I checked into freeze dryers and cost aside and maintenance costs. Do you think it would be worth the electricity it needs? Well, I will tell you, Jean, that it's on my list of wishes. I would love to have a freeze dryer. I was talking to a lady actually at the conference, a lovely lady. I cannot think of her name. She was selling the plants. She's the one I got the ground cherries from. She has one. And she said that she's had to have it serviced 3 times in a year and a half. And because of where she is, nobody will come to her. So they have to send her a USB stick. She has to put the stick in. It reads all the codes. Everything's done over the phone or in FaceTime. And she's paying $150 for that service. She said she knows a lot of people are loving them. It's the Harvest Right one. As far as I know, they're the only ones that do it, make them. But that kind of set me back a bit when she told me that. So I think if you get one, make sure you look into that you're also in an area that will come and service them if they need it. They're certainly expensive. If we win the lottery, I'll get one. But it might be way down the list on we would like to get a generator first. So somebody told me it doesn't take a lot of money to run it. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I heard it uses very little electricity, but I don't know. Now, see, and all the videos I watched said it doesn't have a smell. Or it goes away quickly. It sure didn't go away quickly for us. Well, I wanted to do pig lard. And when we ordered our pig that we ordered a quarter pig. The butcher threw out all the fat and forgot to save it for us. So we're waiting until the fall when they're going to have another batch of pigs going in to get our lard. Because I really wanted to do pig lard because I wanted the pig lard for baking pie crust and stuff. So infused olive oil. Yeah, I use olive oil a lot. If I don't use that, I use grapeseed oil. But boy, that's gone up too. Everything's going up. It seems like every time you turn around, something costs more. I'm saying others have trouble with them and the homesteader showing them, get them free. I don't know I don't know if they're free, if they get a deal. I know they get commission if you use their name or something when you order one or something. I know there was one in particular, I won't mention her name. She got one to try for a week or two. She said just to try it to see if I don't know. I'm assuming they had to pay for it after that. I don't know. Oh, yes. Okay. We're going to do the draw now. Sorry. I forgot. I get talking. And so we got 5 entries. So here we go. And I got to try and share my screen again. Share screen. And the winner is Hall Abbey Homestead. Hall Abbey Homestead. So if you send me an email to bucketlist93@gmail.com, and I will get those out to you. Notice I pick things that are going to be easy to put in envelopes. So the shipping's not insane. So there you go. Those are coming to you. And we have 2 more draws tonight. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the time so we can make sure to. Okay, and just remove that. Yay! Thank you, Mary Lynn, for reminding me. I get chatting and let me see. Oh, yeah, EcoCenter, you're absolutely right. Yep, they absolutely have. When I went and started pricing them, when I first saw them about a year or so ago, I gasped out loud. They were over $3,000 Canadian. And that was for the medium. And that was for the one with the pump, because I know you can get one. You can get one without a pump? Forgive me, I'm not 100% savvy on them, but Paula, it's better late than never, and I'm going to be doing 2 more draws tonight. So The draws are fun. I'll have different ones planned throughout the year. I was going to wait till I got to 1,000 subscribers. That's taking too long. So I'm just going to make a note of who won. Dish scrubbers and learning curves on one of the stickers. Okay. So yeah, so thank you, Mary Lynn. I'm going to put that right up there. That is the email that you can get to me. So price the oil pump, which they say is best, so continue cost, cause you to have to change it off. And yeah, there's one that I know the few that I watch, they have the pump because they said it costs too much money to get the other one. I have to be honest, with our children older now too, I don't know how much we would use it now. As the more I think about it, like it seemed like, oh yeah, I gotta have one because I was watching it. And some of it, I'd only want it for like freeze drying fruit and things. While in the long run, it's probably just cheaper to buy the freeze dried fruit than buying the freeze dryer. And it's certainly another thing to take up space in the garage, and that's the last thing we need. So yeah. So with the cost of everything, we have been saving, and we wanted to get a sunroom put on our house this year. And we've been putting it off because, one, we had to save for a roof, which we did, and that's getting put on at the end of this month. Yay, new roof. The quotes we're getting for this sunroom are astronomical. Like, we could build like half a house or a mini house, for goodness sakes. And I just can't, as much as I want one, I can't justify that. We are building off our deck, we've got this really nice gazebo that we bought instead. It'll be a 3-season sunroom kind of thing. So it's better than nothing. But because of it, we have this money, so we made some decisions. So we decided, okay, we're getting central air put in next Thursday into our house. No more window ACs. The kids and the husband are a lot happier about that than me. So we're getting that, and we're getting, I think, new siding. If we can find a person, we have contacted so many siding companies. They're either phone numbers are no longer in service, nobody's calling us back, or nobody's answering their phones. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. I am bummed about the sunroom, but I said, well, look at all we're going to get done. We're going to get like 3 things done instead of the sunroom. Yeah, the prices they want, it's just, and then if you can even find a carpenter, most carpenters are booked almost 2 years in advance right now. So, because we went to the home show 2 weekends ago, and there was one carpenter contractor set up in a booth, and he had a sign up that said, fully booked, booking into next year, into 2024. He wasn't even there. He just had a sign up at his booth. So it was a little bit bummed, but that's okay. I'm going to get some new siding, and I'm going to get, we're going to get central air and maybe a hot tub this fall. We'll see. We work so hard saving, and it's just, we obviously did say, oh, as much as I want one, I'm not willing to pay, no matter what they say. I'm not willing to pay that to get it. I'm just not. I'll wait another, if I have to wait 2 more years, then we wait 2 more years. So, yeah, they do beautiful work too. And we were talking about that at the conference, how when someone like in the Amish community needs a barn built, they all get together and the barn's built in one day. Boom, done. And it's not just the Amish. I know there are still communities, particularly in the United States, where they still get together and have barn raisins, and then have the big barbecue afterwards. They're getting fewer and far between, but they're still out there. And wouldn't that be amazing if everyone could come together? And I know in our area, we are surrounded by farms. They all share equipment. We'll see them going back and forth, and it's wonderful to see. Seeing them all share equipment and everything, because gosh knows farming is harder than it's ever been. We live in an Amish community too. They are a lot cheaper and do very good work. Absolutely. Living Traditions in the States is one of the channels I love to watch. And they had the Amish build their barn. It was beautiful. Or did they call it a barn? I don't think they called it a barn. His workshop. And they did a beautiful job. Yeah. I remember my grandparents talking about Grange halls. Yeah. I remember them talking about that. They life and move barns too. They all stand together, raise that barn up, walk it where it needs to go. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. And the women get together and make quilts and all kinds of things too. You know, it's autocorrect is mean. Yeah. Oh, a little update on the chickens. So we've had them a week today, and they all moved in together a couple of days ago. For the most part, everyone's friends except for one of our original chickens. She's being a bit of a witch. She's still kind of a bully, but she honestly was a bully to the original ones we had too. She is definitely the alpha chicken. The queen chicken. So I'm hoping we'll work it out. She's not hurting them, but she loves to chase them. And of course, they don't fight back and they run away. So yeah, that's one headache off our minds. I will say I don't think I'll get Americanas again. I love the blue eggs, but their temperament, you can get really, really docile ones that are friendly, and then you can get ones that aren't. I mean, ours aren't mean or anything. I mean, our original 4 we raised from chicks, so we picked them up all the time and everything. Each week never was around, like they had, the humans just fed them and watered them, and that was it. That's all they had. So I hope they'll get a little bit friendlier. As much as I hate to do chicks again, we might do chicks next year and get the ones that I really wanted. I used to make a lot of baby quilts. I made both my children baby quilts. I made my niece and one nephew a baby quilt. And then when my children started coming along, it was a lot harder. And then I just started making crochet blankets or quick, the fleecy blankets. Each one of my youngest niece and nephew, my sister's children, they got something from me. They didn't get necessarily a quilt, but they did get something. One of my big things too, also to learn this year, a friend of mine, Rhonda, who I wear a lot of her aprons in my videos. She's an amazing seamstress and the things she can make. She is doing sewing classes, and I have a beautiful sewing machine. I don't know how to use half the stuff on it. So I'm hoping to learn more sewing. I'd love to make some clothes, but we'll see. We have azures for blue eggs. They're pretty, ours were supposed to be azures. And of course, when you get them as chicks, they all look alike. And when they started getting bigger, I'm like, these are not looking like azures. And they're not. They end up being arcanas. They're not the Americanas. They're arcanas. I can't remember. Yeah. And yeah, we were pretty disappointed. We won't be buying from this place we get them from anymore. Orpingtons. That's what I wanted. I wanted buff Orpingtons and Marins. Those were the 2 that I really wanted. And she said we waited too long to order them. Well, we tried to order them when they opened and nobody ever answered their phones or anything. So I've been sewing Civil War cloths. What are those, Melissa? I'm intrigued. Okay, I've got one more sticker, and this one is going to be hashtag dehydrate. Okay, hashtag dehydrate. And okay, let me get into the tool here. Okay, start collecting comments. And I'm going to see if I can share screen. Okay. And that will be my last sticker. And then I have one more draw after that. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on the time here. I'm so tired. These Wednesday track meets have got to stop. They're always on Wednesdays. And then the dog had his appointment today, and I'm just keeping an eye on him. He had a bunch of vaccinations and a few other things, and he goes for a teeth cleaning next week. Ouch, but it's got to be done. And I'm assured his breath will smell amazing when it's done. I hope so, because right now his breath is pretty bad. How you doing, buddy? There, I'll just see if everyone can you see him? Puggy, yeah, there he is. Can you say hi to everybody? Hi. Yeah, they think that thing under his leg is lymphoma, which is just a fatty mass. And if it keeps bothering him, we probably will have to have it removed. We're going to get some other things done first, his teeth and possibly 2 pulled. But she said for a 10-year-old pug, he's very healthy. His teeth are actually a lot better than younger pugs that she sees. And his eyes are doing great, because we were told a couple years ago that he was going blind. And she says one eye has the tiniest little cataract, she said, and that's it. So, yeah, our first quote we got from a vet for his teeth cleaning was over $3,000. I thought, I'm going to have to sell a kidney. This vet was much more reasonable, much more reasonable. Okay, everybody got their name in? We are going to do the draw. And that's for the other sticker. Yay, Jean, you're the winner. I'm just going to write that down. So just send me an email if you can at Bucket List Homestead 93 at gmail.com. There it is there. Okay, remove that. So yeah, he got the Lyme disease vaccine for the first time today. Very nervous. A couple years ago, he got the flea, tick, and Lyme vaccine, and it was scary. He got very, very, very sick. He did not react well to it, and we didn't give it to him. The vet assured us it's different now. Don't even get me started on vaccinations for dogs and all the ones they have to have supposedly every year. But we do have ticks here. We actually picked a tick off of David a few nights ago. It was crawling around him. Luckily, it hadn't like burrowed in or anything. But yeah, but I will say, knock on wood, in 10 years, we've never had a flea or tick on this dog. Not one. And I check him. We keep our grass cut short as we can. And yeah, I am nervous that, but she just told us to keep an eye on him for the next day or two. And she said he might be a little bit tired, and we'll see. You had 15 of your 24 hatch. Is that good? I'm going to assume that sounds good to me. I've debated about trying quail, like to raise for meat birds. Like, we'll see. I've debated about it. So my husband used to hunt them, the wild ones, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, our winters are not as cold as they used to be, and they've adapted. They're same here. We're not cold enough. It's like they said we needed to be minus 20 Celsius at least 5 days in a row to kill off the gypsy moth larvae that are in the ground. And I think we reached it twice this winter, and I hate the cold. But I hate it more than anybody in the world. There's no one who hates being cold and hates the cold more than this girl right here. I hate it. I was praying for it. like hoping we would have those at least 5 days of those cold temperatures, because they are just horrible, just horrible. Wait, what are we doing? Did you put your name in? It was for a draw. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I got the BTK. It's an organic. It introduces a virus or bacteria into just. It only is specific to them. It doesn't hurt anything. It's organic. I have some, and I'm gonna spray it on my apple trees and things like that here this weekend. Start spraying on them. So, oh, Chris and stuff, better late than never. We have one more draw tonight, which we'll be drawing in a few minutes for. So thanks. I was just showing everybody this Hickory Craft Farm. This Steph is who I got this from on one of her lives. So check them out. They have lots of great information. They have quite a few things in their homestead. They have sheep that are Icelandic sheep, right? That are having babies right now. And they have rabbits, and Chris loves to grow squash. If you want to know anything about squash, Chris is your man. Yeah. And I'm really surprised. I got the frame at Walmart, and I really thought, because I forgot to take the darn print with me. Of course I did. So I'm like, well, it's a gray wolf, so I want something, and I wanted something that looked kind of natural. So I'm really happy with it. Just got to find a place to hang it now. So I love it. The horse one was gorgeous too. Don't get me wrong, but I love wolves. Love wolves. Yes, your sheep are Icelandic. I thought so. Just so much going on in my brain. I swear too, I'm still recovering from the weekend between the conference and Mother's Day and then these track meets. So our son has practice Monday through Thursday, and he has been having a track meet every week too. So, and with the gas and everything, it's just been very stressful, all these trips and stuff. I'll be glad when he's done. So I just talked to my brother. He has rabbits. Asked if I can have some poop, and he said he'd bring a big trail. Yeah, I've always thought about getting rabbits just for the manure. So, oh, there's a question for you, Chris and staff. Yeah, I'll put that up there. And yeah, I said to my husband, maybe we need to raise a few rabbits just for the garden. Oh, so yeah, so I got my pear trees planted this past weekend. I got my cherry tree planted this last weekend, and my climbing rose bush last weekend. So it finally feels like spring here. Yeah, I'm jealous of the wool. Really, you got to think about trying to sell some, because I would love to try working with it. And I've never had rabbit. My husband grew up on like wild rabbit, whatever, but I've never had it. I never had rabbit myself. Yes, make sure you're just eating the rabbit. I know, Remy, you're meeting everybody this week. And oh, you got some chickens from look at that. You got 3 eggs today. Yeah, our new chickens we got last week. The very next day we actually got eggs from the Americanas. I was shocked. I didn't expect it. Nothing from these sexlings yet. Nothing. But I'm not too worried, because I figured, plus now that they're in with the other chickens, they're probably going through a little bit. If 2 more weeks go by and we don't see anything, I might get nervous. But yeah, they I was shocked that we had 2 the very next day, but we haven't had anything since from them. So I think she means, what breed do you raise? Yeah, autocorrect hates me. I feel your pain. I feel your pain, Jean. Luckily, I'm really good at reading typos. There we go. And the rabbits are beautiful. I have to ask Chris and Steph, did that one mama rabbit, is she still using her nesting box as a litter box, or did she break her habit of it? It's okay, Jean. Like I said, I'm really good. My mother gets autocorrected all the time. Try writing Puggy. That's the name of our pug. Every time I write anything about him, it comes up as Piggy, which is not too far off, really. Sorry. He lifted up his head like, what are you saying? So what time is it? 8:05. So I'm going to do the last draw of the night in a few minutes. She broke the habit, hasn't pooped in there. All right. That's good. I have to say, these lives are starting to get addicting. I see why everybody does them. I just got to try and have some more people on with me. Gets hard sometimes to hold everything with one person. So, everybody hardening off their seedlings yet? And maybe someone can tell me. So I started mine Sunday. I put them out around 8-ish, 8, 9 o'clock. They were only out for 2 hours. We brought them back in, and they're showing signs of sunburn. And I know I'm probably going to lose. I know you're going to lose some when you start hardening off, but I'm just so hard on myself because I hate to lose any. Mostly it seems to be the basil and some of the bell peppers. They seem to be showing a little bit signs of stress from going out and stuff. So is it just, you're going to lose some? Is that just what it is? Or I've never grown this many to have to harden off before. So maybe that's why I've never had so many fail. The cinnamon basil is doing good in the greenhouse. We have planted out some lettuce and kale out. Well, I'm glad to know. The cinnamon basil is reacting better to hardening off than my sweet basil. That's the one that seems to be, and it could be that it wasn't quite big enough. I should have let it get a little bit bigger inside, but holy moly, I'd like to start getting these things out of my house and in the ground. So we haven't gone live yet on our own, been live with others, but we are still a small channel, just shy of a couple, 300, maybe one day. Yeah, I put off doing it for quite a while, and then I finally just said, I did a few lives with some other people, and that kind of helped. And Remy kept saying, when are you going to do your own live? When are you going to do your own live? So I finally did one. And then it failed miserably. My first one. But I learned, and so this is 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th one tonight. So I don't know if I'll be able to say doing it every Wednesday, just because it gets busy and stuff. But I'm certainly going to try. Yeah, that's what mine are kind of doing. Yeah. Jean, mine are kind of looking a little brown. Some are staying out tonight for the first time. I will be stressed tomorrow morning, checking if they're all right. I still brought mine back in. I'm going to wait till the weekend. I think after tomorrow, we don't go below, I'm going to say in Fahrenheit, we don't go below 45 Fahrenheit, which is close to 10, roughly, Celsius. So I'm hoping, yeah, I'd like to start keeping mine out, but I might wait till next week. We'll see. Yeah, and it is a good way to try and get more subscribers and your watch hours too. I will say I'm at my watch hours, so thank you all for watching my videos. I'm well over 4,200 watch hours now. So I thank you so much. I appreciate it. So our last frost date was supposedly last Saturday. I don't believe that. But that's what the Farmer Almanac said. So I will definitely do, I'll say maybe this weekend, but I won't plant anything. We don't plant anything in the ground here until the long weekend in May for us, which is not this weekend. Is it next weekend? I'll have to check. It's coming up. It's at the end of the month. So start hardening off in a shady spot. It was half shady, like it started off shady and then sun. So they only got sun for like the last hour, the first 2 days. So that's why I was so surprised that it. And then of course, my gardener recommends putting them out on 2 overcast days. Well, we have no overcast days in the forecast for a while, so I couldn't do that. Pretty good. It's really nice pelt. We have tanned a few, pretty uniform, but we generally only keep the pelts from what we process in November and December. Yep. You should. Yeah, it's like we don't have spring anymore. We have like 2 days of spring and then we go back to winter and then boom, hello summer. We really don't have spring anymore. We are 5B here. That's our climate, is our growing zone. And of course, then last year we had snow first week of June. I couldn't believe it. Like the 3rd or 4th of June, I was driving home from the dentist and it was snowing. And almost all my tomatoes went and my bell peppers just did not give me the yield last year. They really suffered from that snow. So I'm a little gun shy on putting them out too soon. So I covered them too, like, because we end up having cool temperatures for the next couple of days after that. And I did cover them, but I think that first shock of snow till I got home from the dentist. Yeah. So yeah, it just, and we didn't really have that bad of a winter. We really didn't. It just, for some reason, seems really long. I guess just because we're all anxious to get started gardening again more than ever this year, I think. So, yeah. Okay. So the last draw is going to be something else I made. So I started making these for myself and I love them. So I thought, since we were talking about a little bit of canning and dehydrating, I would make one to give away. So I still have to block it. So it's not 100% yet, but I made canning mat. So I'm just going to show you. It's 100% cotton. They wash great because you never, ever, ever, ever take your jars out of the pressure canner or the water bath canner and put them right on your counter. You need to have something. And I got tired of ruining all my dish towels. So, yeah. So I started making these with cotton yarn. I love them. They wash great. And yeah, so this is the one. So we're going to do hashtag canning for this. And I will block it. It will be a little bit better shape. I literally just finished it. So these are the colors. Okay. So hashtag canning. And I'm going to share my screen. Oh, is it add to stream? There we go. Hey, I'm getting better at this thing. So, oh, thank you, Jean. Yep. Yeah, I know I'm past if you have won something already, if it's okay with everybody, I'd like to do another draw if your name comes up, just to give everybody a chance. But okay. You got, so yeah, I think I'm trying to think. It was like around the 5th or the 6th. I literally was driving home from the dentist and it was snowing. And I remember saying a few choice words in my car, like, you got to be kidding me. And all I could think of was, oh no, my tomatoes. So yeah, they did not do so well. We're actually debating planting out some tomatoes since it's been so hot. Yeah, I get, you get to that point where you just want to go out and do it, but I'm going to hold off. I'm still hardening off anyway. So, and some of the starts, I ordered a few starts from Vessi Seeds, tomatoes, tomatillos, and a couple other things. They haven't shown up yet. So I actually got to reach out to them and find out, are they just not coming? Did they not have them or what happened? Because I would really like to find out where they are. So, oh, welcome, Gathered Together Homestead. Thank you for joining. And thank you, Hickory Croft. Ask everyone to thumbs up. I'm just going to give everyone I think everyone's got their names in. Let me see how many we got here. Oh, I got to go to this one. So we've got 6. So, all right, here we go. Ram, you're the winner of the candy mat. Let me just put that down. Ram. Canning mat. Oh, I forgot too. Ram brought me, I won soap on one of Rim's lives. Honey cinnamon soap. That a friend of his has a business that him and his wife started making these soaps. And I can't show it to you because we're already using it. It smells amazing, Remy. Like, it is so good. So good. I really, really like it. So that's coming to you, Rem. So just email me, bucketlist-homestead93@gmail.com, so I can get your address. I'm just going to put this up here. Bucketlist-homestead93. You can put it on the thing there. Okay. So, and there we go. So I'm remove that. And then I'm actually planting all my tomatoes this year in pots. When we lived on base in military housing, I had to do that before because the soil there was terrible. And I just thought, you know what? I have all these containers. I'm going to use them. So I'm putting a lot of my tomatoes in containers this year. I'm putting my potatoes in pots, containers this year. I got a couple of Rubbermaid totes I'm drilling holes out, and I'm going to grow some in them. My cousin told me her friend grows her potatoes in wheelbarrows, like literally old wheelbarrows, which is kind of cool. And I am going to also, and I've got some other pots that have holes in them already. I'm going to put potatoes in. I screwed up and I double ordered my potatoes. I ordered from different places and forgot. So, hey, stop. We have a lot of potatoes that we're going to plant. The good thing is we eat a lot of potatoes because our son lives on potatoes, French fries and stuff. So I'm happy to plant them. I just didn't realize I ordered so many. So, yeah, I kind of goofed up. So I'm really hoping they work. We planted purple potatoes last year and they did okay. I had them, but they didn't freeze well at all. We tried having them and they're very, the texture is awful and mushy. Just one second. I'm just going to mute here for a sec if I can. Sorry, dog walking down the street, and I think our dog saw him. 131 tomato plants. Maybe planting a few more. That sounds like me with pepper plants. I think I had at one point over 180 that I started. And I'm going to say I've probably lost 20 or 30 for whatever reason. So I'm very lucky because I have a great farmer's market and flower fields nearby. We actually have a flower farm that's like one street over from where we live, Dahlia May Flower Farm, and they grow spectacular flowers. Right now, their tulips are coming in quicker than they can harvest them. They spent 18 hours yesterday harvesting tulips. She said they end up harvesting over 500 of them, and they're just gorgeous. I mean, oh my gosh, I get in there and my husband has to kind of hold me back. And we do have a lot of farmer markets here, and we have a beautiful family-run garden center nursery that is, again, 5 minutes from us. We're lucky. We live in an awesome area where we are. And I got a lot of things from her last year, that perennials that are coming back already. I'm not having any problems. So I'm going to go check her out. Might take a drive there tomorrow. It's supposed to be another nice day. I don't know if anyone has any suggestions, but where we live, our road in the last 2 years has gotten insanely busy. This is the area everyone's moving to in the last 2 years. The ads for our, when you see ads for houses out here, it says most sought after area in da 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 da. And I'm like, just wonderful. And the traffic has just gotten insane. Now we're lucky because we're quite a ways down and away from the road, thank goodness. But it's just gotten so bad. So we want to plant something along our front of our yard to not only give us privacy, but maybe to help with some of the noise. We want something that grows fairly fast and wide. Does anyone have any suggestions on what we could plant? I'm just researched out. I've been reading and researching, and I don't want to do cedars. I really don't. I'm not a fan of them, and we have so many on the property. But we're trying to find something that we can plant along there that will give us the privacy. It won't cost us a bloody fortune. We found some beautiful, junipers. Is it junipers? At one of the garden centers here, not one of the big box ones, but they were like $160 a piece. And we figured we needed at least 6 to 8 of them. So that's not happening. So we're trying to figure out something we can put in there, and we want to do it sooner than later because we honestly should have done it a few years ago, but it's becoming a necessity now. The traffic. Did I also mention they've made us the detour route for the 401 too? Yeah, so that's not fun. So we love weeping willows, but man, it takes forever to get to the size you want and to buy one. Right now I'm not going to spend 4 digits on buying one. Oh, that's cool that they do pumpkins in the fall. Love that. Yeah, I bet you somebody, because they do sell bulbs too. They don't just sell flowers. The flower market, she sells bulbs, and maybe someone bought bulbs from her and the squirrels gave them to me as a gift. Darn things. Oh, I'm writing that down. Crescent stuff. That's Siberian pea shrub. Okay, I'll look those up. Thank you. We have a lot of evergreens, Marilyn, on the property. I mean, if we had to, but it's just, we are lucky to be the last to do it. Yeah. In a perfect world, we would have tried to, and in fairness, when we bought out here 8 years ago, it was not this busy. Hey. It was not. I mean, there were barely any houses for sale out here. We lucked out, and this one came up for sale. Sorry. When you couldn't even find anything for sale out here. We lucked out. This happened to come up and we jumped on it. Now, I'm not kidding, between subdivisions being built like closer to town this way, and then the other town that's this way, they are building like tons of subdivisions. So we've got the traffic, and of course, they're heading to the 401, and it's gotten bad, really, really bad. And did I mention our dog hates motorcycles? And did I mention that we are on the scenic route for motorcycles? So they started a few weeks ago, and this is my life until October. Him barking at every darn motorcycle that goes by. so some of the shrub willows could work. Okay. I'll look for them too. Shrub willows. Great. Gonna find some of these. Oh, Jean, that's a great compliment. Thank you. It's definitely busy. I don't know if it's always fun, but it can definitely get busy. I thought things were supposed to slow down when the kids got older, not busier. Oh, you just saw. There's hubby.
I'm here. I made it.
I said he might be
I'm
here.
half here. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
This is my husband, David. This is the other half of Bucket List Homestead.
Yeah.
I always say I'm the face and the idea person, and he's the mule,
Yeah.
the laborer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have a lot of lilacs on our property. A lot. And I love them. They're one of my favorite. And we actually planted, they were my grandmother's favorite. We actually planted one with her headstone. She always had them. And I planted one in her honor when we moved in here. So I have, we have quite a few on the property. I did think about that, like just cutting off some of them and starting them.
Hello to Jean.
Yep. And that is Mary Lynn. We met her at the conference. You probably don't remember everybody, but we met Mary. She was doing a lot of videoing for everything.
Yes.
So,
and Hickory Farm.
Hickory Croft Farm. Yep.
Yeah.
We met them. That was Stephen Kress. Chris did the roundtable, and he did the talk on Costa homesteading.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, David was the cameraman and the video. If anyone's wondering why you have video on your camera when we were taking pictures, it's his fault.
Yeah.
He was taking all those videos, not just pictures. So
I am a god.
I wouldn't go that far. Oh, and Remy's saying hi.
Hello.
So Rem met up with another person that he was friends with on YouTube today. They were down in their area, so we would love to go. We were planning on going down east this summer, but like I said, gas is 2 cents away from $2 a liter today, and they're telling us it'll be $2 or more by the end of the month. So I don't. We're not so sure now about what we're gonna do. I just don't.
We may start selling gas.
We might have to sell a kidney if this keeps up. So, yeah, it's high. And like you were saying, you don't think we'll ever see it like below $1.40 again. Is this going to be the new norm?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the cost for construction for our sunroom. Is that going to be the new norm? Like, is that going to be, are you going to have to pay $40,000, $50,000 for how much square feet were we looking at making the sunroom? Like 400, 500 square feet. It wasn't going to be huge by any means. No. So yeah, I wanted to film more too, but I'm still new too. So I always feel like kind of weird about filming every single thing. Like maybe I'll get in the habit of it, but I just kind of wanted to enjoy it too and meet everybody. And I did a lot of video going and coming home because the scenery was spectacular. Like it was beautiful driving there. And we're actually planning a hiking trip back up there, that area this summer, because it's so beautiful. $4.40 and rising 40 cents a gallon. Yeah. What would that be a liter? I think it's still cheaper than what we're paying, because we're paying, was it $10 a gallon now, if you convert that? And diesel was it was $2.40 at one point, I think $2.38. $2.40-ish a liter, which is well over $10 a gallon. That must be pushing what, $11? Yeah. $11, $12. The conversions I'm not the greatest at, but 2 4x8s used to be about $1 here now. I know it's worse here. He bought a little 2x3 2x2 last night. We were going to use it for the chicken coop for another roost, but it's actually too skinny. And that was like $6. Yeah. It's just a little bored. So we're thinking about doing what Darren and Brigitte did at Thorhaven Farm, where they had the traveling sawmill come to them from all the trees they cut down and turned their wood into boards. Because gosh knows we have enough of that we could do that. Like that would be amazing. We just need some for the deck. We have some boards we need to replace, and we wanted to add on to the deck. So we'll see. I needed storage. Couldn't even rent one here. So price for small building. Oh my gosh! I bought a school bus for $1,000 and have 6. That's great.
Yep.
That works.
Yeah, you do. You have to. Yeah.
Yeah. I think plane is still pricier than the car,
They
but
probably
you
want
know, yeah.
A fortune for a school bus here, so.
Plane. I know my father was looking at flying from Florida to Maine because his mother, my grandmother, is thank God still with us, and he wanted to go to Maine to visit her. And one way was over $600. That same ticket with the same airline, what used to be like around 130, roughly. I mean, sometimes even less because it's summertime. So he couldn't believe it. So he's waiting to see if he can get a better deal. But I don't think he's going to get one. If anything, it's probably going to go up even more by summer. So, yeah, it's definitely nicer because you get there quicker. But I'm not a great flyer. I hate flying. Absolutely hate it. David did it for a living the last
17 years.
Last 17 years in the military. David, like, he was in a plane. That was his office. Yeah. He'd fly, a plane would fly over and we knew he was on it. And I'd tell the kids, oh, Daddy's in his office working. But yeah, I'm not a great flyer. And the fuel surcharge prices they're going to start charging on the plane tickets too is going to get worse. So, but David's late because he had to pick up our son from school from the track meet. So it, yeah, school bus for storage. That is a great idea. Yeah. Oh, he's a school bus driver. Can fit a lot in our school bus yard is beside farm store. I loaded up with feed. Yeah, that is a great. A friend of mine down home, Bridget, she's actually converting an old school bus into a traveling camper. She loves hiking and stuffing and traveling all over, and they're converting it into a camper. She said it was cheaper than that. I have a feeling we might see a lot of campers and boats go up for sale this summer, and we're in a lot of tourist areas, so it'll be interesting to see if we see a lot of tourists and stuff coming. Yeah, that is a good idea. Yeah, because man, you could get a lot. Holla Abby just said that they ordered 20 yards of dirt. It was a truckload. I said, you've got to film that because we thought we got a lot. Yeah. And now it turns out it probably wasn't enough. Like, I'm shocked that we're already pretty much through it. Like, that surprised me. It seemed like such a lot of dirt. Yeah, how much did we get? 4 cubic feet? Each one of those square.
A couple of bags.
Yeah, each square I think was 2 cubic feet. So yeah, and the only reason we got the second one is because it was a better deal if you bought 2, and now I'm grateful we bought 2. But we the truck, but Dave takes it so I could use the school. But yeah, exactly. Yeah. How's the gas with the truck? That cannot be fun. So I have a little Chevy Spark. I love it. We've had it 4 years. 4 years ago on empty, I couldn't even get $30 into this car. 28 is usually when it would max out filling. It's costing us, what was it the other day? And it wasn't even on empty.
Over 50.
It was over $50 to fill my little car. Yeah. And like, it wasn't even on empty.
90 something today to fill a Jeep.
Oh, and that was $1.70 something because we went to a reservation. Oh my gosh. So we're spending, so it's costing, we figured $120 more a month right now on fuel. And we're going through a little bit more because, like I said, we're the son, the boys and track and all the driving around. Yeah. I'll be glad when that's done. Of course, then he's hoping to get a job. So then we're going to be running him into town. But David's been using my car for work until I started having to pick up Aiden because it's much cheaper to run my car. But even that, it's so depressing, the cost. I don't know what people are going to do. I really, and I think the thing that I find the hardest is I feel so helpless because it's like, we just have to take it. Like, yeah, you can write to your representative. Yeah, you can, but at the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. And that's the thing I have. It's, I feel helpless. Like feels like there's nothing you can do. We have an Eco 4 150. It's not that pricey to use. Oh, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Gene, we mentioned that. And we were
Yeah.
saying how even like the
Make sure you
landscape,
get an electric mower.
yeah, the landscapers and stuff. I can only imagine what the prices of people who do mow lawns and stuff, they're going to have to raise their prices too. And it's not because they're making more profit, it's to cover the cost of their fuel. So, yeah, because was it you had a guy you were working with and he parked his truck and he's got like a little beater car or something because it was costing him so much to run the track. Yeah. Well, it's nice to know we're not alone in our feeling. It does help. Yeah, there he goes, Chris. I have tea. I'll take a drink.
There you go.
It's cold now, but
Share our son's view of the world.
Yep. It is. It's frustration. So, well, I have been on an hour and a half already. So I think we're going to wrap this up with my school bus job. I don't have to drive to the yard, but I park the bus at home. That's definitely a plus. Yeah. That's definitely a plus. We were wondering, like, the schools, with the gas going up with the school buses, we were wondering if they were going to ask us to spend, fork over more money for the fees for the track because they have some traveling. They've had to do so much traveling and they've got more coming. So we're curious if it's still cheaper than hockey. We're grateful. It's still cheaper than hockey. So I'm going to thank everyone for coming tonight. I wish I had the words to express how much I appreciate it. I really do. You ask him, I'm always nervous before I do one. Yeah. No one's going to come. So I appreciate you all coming and make sure you all reach out to me. Let me just see. Holly Abbey, Learning Curve Acres, if you're still here, Jean and Rem, make sure you reach out to me at bucketlisthomestead93@gmail.com and I can get your prizes out to you. So this was fun. I'll definitely be doing some more in the future. It's got me thinking. I'm going to be thinking of some more fun things. So bye. And Mary Lynn, thank you for being my monitor. I don't think we needed it tonight, so that's good. And I hope everyone has a great week. I hope wherever you are, the weather is going to be as gorgeous for you as it is for us. We hope to get more planting done this week and a few other things. So good night. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you all soon. And look for a new video tomorrow.